This is Abe Freetanzer from cinemadailyus.com, and I'm so excited to be speaking with Sheila Ommi about Elemental and so much more. How are you, Sheila?
Oh, so good. I still feel like I have to pinch myself every minute of the day uh, about the fact that this movie is so good. It's so good.
Well, before we get into that, what was your familiarity with Pixar beforehand? Did you have any favorite films?
Oh my God, I love this. There's no films that weren't amazing. Inside Out, Soul, Up, so many, so many. The Good Dinosaur. But I felt so honored that out of nowhere in my life, Peter Sohn, who, I mean, if you've seen any of the Pixar films the past 20 plus years, Peter has done something on it. He is such a master. And he's been a storyteller, a story artist, writer, director, voiceover actor. He's the voice of Socks. He's the voice of Emile in Ratatouille. So he contacted me, and I was so honored that he was telling me about a new movie, a new animation that he's doing, and that he felt that uh, thank, thanks be to the universe, to God, that he felt that I resembled certain characteristics of his mom's voice. God bless her soul. And so I just couldn't believe it. I to this day, I pinch myself to this day.
Obviously, it was a great choice to do this movie. What did you feel you related to about the character?
So the character that I play is a fire character. This story it's set in Element City, where elements like water, fire, earth, and air all live together. And the fire characters kind of came last. I think the water characters were the first to create this city, so it's a very watery city. And so by the time fire elements come in, they really feel a little bit marginalized, a little bit, it's not as easy to, they have to protect themselves from water because obviously water can snuff fire out. And the character that I play is this fiery mom named Cinder Lumen, and she is the town's matchmaker. And she has this gift that she can smell love through the smoke of fire elements. And so she knows, even if the two people don't know that they're in love, she smells it, she knows if it's a good match. And so she boasts many, many matches that she has made throughout her years, throughout her tenure. But unfortunately, as you know what they say that the cobbler's kids have holes in their shoes. With Cinder, her beautiful daughter Ember, she can't find a match for her. And the story is really about Ember, who is obviously a fire character. She's a quick-witted, funny, beautiful, with a gorgeous voice. Oh my God, the voice of Leah Lewis. It is woodsy and it's deep and it goes down and it goes up. It just melts your heart. She's so good. But anyway, so she plays my daughter. She's a fire character who just she's got a little temper. She tries to be calm as a candle, but she can't help her temper sometimes. And you find out, that that temper comes from years of being an immigrant in a city that isn't really, conducive to your element. Um, and so she finds this unlikely friendship with a water guy who is sappy and emotional and um, so empathetic and loves people. And at first glance, they're complete opposites, but this unlikely friendship causes Ember to reevaluate not only how she feels about the town that she's grown up in, but and was born in, but also reevaluate parts of herself that she never knew. So it's really a story about connections
So
and
that
how we
accurately,
become better and how we become better together. We become better versions of ourselves. Um,
I totally agree. Do you think it accurately captures the immigrant experience?
very accurately because this was loosely based on Peter Sohn's own experience, and Peter is the son of Korean immigrants. So very accurately, when I was watching the movie, I was really resonated with Ember, especially because I'm also the daughter of immigrants, being an immigrant myself. But there's something about being the daughter of immigrants that puts a weight on your shoulders, and a guilt because you know how much they've sacrificed to give you a better life. You know how much easier it would have been for them to just stay in the on the land and the country that they were, but that they're doing this really for you. And so it puts a weight on your shoulders that Ember definitely has on her shoulders, and that really resonated with me.
I know you've done a lot of voice work before. Was it different with Pixar? I assume most of your projects were a little bit smaller scale than this one.
I can't even believe we're talking about this. I swear to God, Ava, I'm like, wow, Pixar me. I'm so honored. And yes, it was different with Pixar. I mean, what masters? What masters? Peter is just a beautiful director. And just the way he guided, I wasn't in the room with any of the other characters, but the way that he orchestrated all the characters, that he knows what he's looking for to make it look like we're all speaking to each other. Denise, Ream, what a jewel. You know, they're not only like every single character that I mean, by character, I mean real people that I was working with. Um, I not only had a tremendous amount of respect for because of the incredible masters that they are in their fields, but it still didn't hit me that I was in a Disney and Pixar show until I saw it, and to see that Disney arm over the Disney castle and the Pixar light jumping, and I just couldn't believe it. And then to watch the movie, so stunning, so stunning. I mean, it really was a technological feat of mastery because these characters they're not people. They're it isn't even fire. It's not like, oh, you have a match on fire. It's a fire being that's emitting light and walking and emoting and talking and having reactions and feeling sad and feeling excited. And and then the light that a fire character emits on, let's say, on a water character, this water character that's already itself moving. And I mean, it was really masterful.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it's a really cool visual experience, and I at this time we're speaking of this not out yet, so I not a lot of people have seen it, but I'm sure people will be very very impressed with it.
It's also a stunning audio experience, not just the voices, but the music. Wow. Thomas Newman, man, it's an experience, and it's an experience made for the theater. I hope people see it in the theater because it's you'll go on a journey, and it's funny and it's fun. I just pinch me. I can't believe it.
And it's so different from the project that you and I were speaking about last time we spoke just about a year ago, which is Tehran. And listening back to that interview, I was realizing that we talked right before the very pivotal last episode of the season. And I don't want to give anything away because I don't know how many people are interested in both Elemental and Tehran. I hope after this interview, everybody, but they're definitely different audiences. Do you know if you're going to be involved in season three? Is that something you can talk about at all?
So yes, we finished filming season 3, and it's so good. It's so good, and I feel so honored that this team, the Tehran team, they're so good. They're such amazing artists, and I'm so honored that they had me play with them on this show. And season 3 is gonna be really good.
Wonderful. I'm excited for it. I know it may not be coming for a little bit, but I'm ready whenever it is. I really enjoy that show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that.
You also directed your own movie, and we had talked about how that was going to be coming out, Wake Up Sleeping Beauty. What was the experience of showing that like?
It was amazing because that's also an immigrant story. So I don't think there was a dry eye in the screening room when people saw it. Because I tell you, these immigrant stories are universal. Because I feel like it really is, it's the human experience that if you happen to be someone who is fortunate enough that you live in the same country that you were born in, you grow old there, and you have your family there, that is, it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. But human beings have been immigrating and emigrating since, I think, long before even Homo sapiens. Um, it's part of the human experience, and I feel like it's with immigration that we all grow as a species. We grow, we become better, especially for people who are they don't like to move out of, they don't like to travel too much. You just learn more about yourself. It's
Yeah.
um, it's a really special thing, humanity and life.
You've been doing so much with voice work and TV and directing. Do you have a preference of, what you'd like to do most?
I love doing voice work. I love all of it. Um, but voice work, what I love about voice work is that, so what I love about film and being in front of the camera, I love the theater. Theater I love most. But being in front of a camera, there's so much control that you have to have. It's like, for me, it's like walking on a tightrope. A little bit this way, it's too much. A little that way, it's too little. But with voice work, what I love is that they don't see you. So you could be as big as you need to, and you could have all kinds of crazy facial expressions. I mean, you still have to have your mouth a certain space away from the microphone, but you have a lot more um, freedom.
What
And
are you working
theater,
on
I just,
next? Is
we've
there
already
anything?
talked about. Working on next, well, it is the writer's strike. So we're waiting to see what happens. And I so support any artist who, uh, stands up for getting compensated for their work. So, not really working next. We're going to be sitting and waiting.
Okay. Well, I wish you plenty of luck. It's always nice to speak with you, and I'm looking forward to everyone seeing Elemental.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful to talk to you,